Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time watching. Hi, I'm so happy to have you join in. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so just yet, and let's get right into today's video. I am starting with pre-prepped nails. I did go ahead and prep my nails off camera and I applied a matte gel base coat because my birthday is in a few days and I want to do a pop-off method with this set so that way I don't have to soak it off to do my birthday nails. As you guys saw, I went ahead and sized out my nail tips and I did apply them with my nail glue. I am using my favorite nail tips. These are the 𝗪𝗚 non-C-curve tips. Today I decided to do some coffin nails. I haven't done coffin in a long time. After applying my nail tips, I am taking a medium grit sanding band. I do have my e-file about 4,000 RPMs and I'm just blending in that nail tip to my natural nail so that way I have a nice smooth surface when it is I go in to apply my acrylic. So before I actually lay the acrylic, I am going to go ahead and apply some cuticle oil, and on top of that cuticle oil I'm going in with a no wipe gel top coat. This is also going to fill in that gap and continue to make this layer nice and smooth, but the cuticle oil is going to make it easy for me to pop these nails off when I'm done. Taking my Melody Susie nail tip cutters and of course my magnets, I'm just going to trim these nails down a bit to the length that I want them. Now I don't want to touch these nails because they are going to be clear tips. I want to do the icicle effect nail tip, and starting I'm going underneath the nail with my nail polish gem gel because this is a no wipe formula. It's going to make it so easy to do this step. Now we listen and we don't judge. I did not have cling wrap, so I went ahead and I took a regular clear plastic bag, but I think this was a little bit too thick to do this, and I'm going to use my cuticle pusher to create the indentations in that wet gel to give it the icicle cracked ice effect. And once I'm happy with the way that it looks, I'm going to go ahead and flash cure this. And only I think on the pinky nail did I decide to do a different technique, which was way easier than actually crimpling up that gel with my cuticle pusher. Don't get me wrong, this way it was super easy as well, but it did take a little bit of elbow grease to get those indentations and creases to look a little bit presentable to the eye. There was a lot of overflow of the Not Polish's gem gel as well on the side walls of my nail tips, so I'm just going to go ahead and take my straight edge nail clipper and just trim that off. Well, at least the majority of the excess gel off. Whatever remains, I'm just going to remove it when it's time to finish file, once it's not on the surface of the nail tip, to humbug my acrylic application. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same steps to the rest of these nails except my pinky nail. And I'll share with you guys the technique that finally hit me, like the last nail when I was about to do for this set. Like it clocked in. I had to beat myself up a little bit because it was so freaking easy. Like, Taylor, come on, what are you doing? Work smarter, not harder. Like, I literally was so pissed at myself for not thinking about this when I started. But I will share that technique with you guys when we get to that nail. This is the reason why I create these videos, right? I make the mistakes so you guys can learn from it. So definitely, if you don't have cling wrap, you can use any plastic bag, but use the easier technique, which I'm going to show you guys on my pinky finger. Like all the steps as before, I'm applying my Not Polish's gem gel underneath the nail, and I went ahead and crumpled the bag to create those creases and inserted that into the wet gel, and I went ahead and I flash cured it. That's it. That is literally it. Like, why didn't I think of that before? So you guys can definitely do it this way. It's much easier and faster to boot. So I did decide that I wanted the tip of these to have this blue tint. So with this Jelly Tint Gel Polish by 𝗂𝗑, I'm going to apply a nice thin but even layer on the surface of the nail extension. I'm also going to be doing an ombre on this nail, and because the gel polish is dark, I don't want it to show up underneath the acrylic that I'm going to use to create my ombre by having any harsh lines. So where the extension and my natural nail meet, I'm going to apply the gel polish a little way behind that tip, more on my nail bed area, and I'm going to take my glove and just lightly tap the gel polish to blend it out, so that way I have no harsh lines when the time comes to create the ombre. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat this to the tips of all of my nails. After doing every single nail and blending it out, I did go ahead and flash cure that nail for 15 seconds before moving on to the next nail. Once I apply that blue to all the tips of these nails, I did go ahead and give it a full 60-second cure in my Beyond Pro Rechargeable LED light. I did not go over this jelly tip with any top coat, but I am taking some monomer on my acrylic brush and just removing that tacky dispersion layer off of the gel polish. And this is also going to get that gel polish to be a little bit sticky, so that way the acrylic doesn't slip and slide across that gel polish. Now I'm taking this Snow Bunny, which is a soft white acrylic powder by 𝗂𝗑. I'm also using my 𝗂𝗑 size 10 acrylic brush and the acrylic monomer for my acrylic application today. And I'm going to go ahead and ombre this soft white to the cuticle area up into that blue jelly tip. Alright guys, so don't laugh, okay? This is what the nails look like so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and encapsulate the entire nail tip with my clear acrylic. I'm not going to be touching the cuticle area at all or that soft white around that area. I'm starting by placing a medium-sized bead of my clear acrylic right where the soft white and the blue create that nice smooth transition or that ombre, so that I can protect that area as well as build up the structure from the apex all the way to the free edge of my extension. A huge tip that has helped me so much in my many years of doing acrylic nails. When it comes to encapsulating with clear acrylic, in order for it to stay nice and glassy no matter which acrylic you're using, you definitely want to work with that clear a little bit on the wetter side and try not to pat that acrylic or move it too much, because the more you move it or play around with it, it is going to get cloudy, and sometimes they create bubbles on the inside of the clear and it doesn't give you that nice clean glassy finish. Alright, so now that the nails are encapsulated, I did wait for my acrylic to set completely. Now I'm taking my 𝗪𝗏 80 grit rectangular hand file. I am obsessed with these hand files when it comes to finish filing and getting that nice, clean, crisp shape. Like, they are so firm and they get these nails right. So I'm just going to reshape the sidewalls as well as the free edge of the extension, and this is also going to help to remove some of the overflow that remained. Now I'm taking the XL 5-in-1 drill bit by 𝗪𝗏 as well. This is in a medium grit, and I have my e-file set at 10,000 RPMs, and I'm just going to go ahead and seal in the cuticle area as well as debulk a little bit of that soft white, and just use this drill bit over the entire nail surface to ensure that the structure of the nail is how I like it. I'm also debulking the acrylic just a little bit to get the nail to the thickness that I desire. I don't like my nails too thick, but I don't like them too thin either. I only showed you guys a little bit of filing in today's video because everything I just showed you on my thumb, I went ahead and repeated it on the other 4 nails. I removed the dust off camera, and I'm now going in with the 𝗪𝗏 acrylic no wipe gel top coat, and I'm going to apply this to the entire nail, remove any excess products off the sidewalls. If I get any products on my cuticle area, I go in with some alcohol and a cleaner brush and just remove that, and then I go ahead and I give them a full 60-second cure. And I know these nails look so cute as is, but I am going to be doing just a little bit of nail art on top of them. On my ring finger and my middle finger, I decided that I just wanted to do one really big snowflake closer to the tip of this nail, and then add some dots throughout the nail to make it sort of resemble snow. So with my white gel paint and a dotting tool, I'm using this to create the stencil of my snowflake. And with my medium liner brush, I'm just going to go into that wet gel because I didn't cure those dots. I'm going to drag each row of the gel paint to create the snowflake. This is by far the easiest way to create a really cute snowflake, and I prefer to do this method, especially when I'm doing it on myself or if I'm in a hurry with a client. This makes the perfect snowflake every single time. So guys, I am to the bottom of my gel pod, and this is when you know that you actually really love something, like you love something, is when you can see the bottom of the container. I'm just going to go ahead and open up a brand new gel pod, and I reach for this all the time. Like, this is my favorite gel paint to do my Frenchies. On the other 3 nails, I'm going around the cuticle area with the white gel paint, and I'm just going to be creating some lines to give me the illusion that there's icicles dripping from the cuticle area. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up that area with some alcohol and a cleanup brush if I get any of that white on my skin. And I really try hard not to get this white on the skin because it is a bitch to clean up. It is so pigmented and so thick, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. Sometimes I can't help but do it, so I have to go in and clean it up. Once it is cleaned up nicely, I'm going to go ahead with my clear acrylic powder, and I'm just going to sprinkle it over that wet gel. I cure that for like 30 seconds, and then I go ahead and just dust off the excess. On the same nails with the icicle drippings from the cuticle area, I'm just going to add a few snowflakes as well as some random dots to resemble snow falling. And that is basically it for this set. It is really quick, simple, and I am obsessed with how they turn out. This is my first time doing the icicle texture underneath the nail, and yes, it is textured under there, and that is why I recommend using a no wipe gel underneath the nail to give you that effect. Because once it is you go in and file and do all of that, if it is that it is not a no wipe, then all of the dust is going to stick underneath the nail and it's just not going to look cute. So please bear that in mind once you're doing these icicle textured nails. It does have that roughness underneath for the effect. I am obsessed. Like, I am obsessed with how these turned out. They're not too much, but they're just perfect. Go ahead and tell me in the comment section down below your thoughts on how this set turned out. And that is basically it for this video. I'm going to allow you guys to watch the rest. I will have the clips of the final result at the end of the video to share with you guys. And I do want to say a huge thank you to you guys for watching today's video. If you made it up until this point, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to see more from me, definitely follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or check out my YouTube shorts, because I tend to post short form content on there more frequently than long form for you guys. So that is it for me. As always, I would love you guys to stay glamorous, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one.